Hey everyone, my name is Chris and I'm a fifth year MD-PhD medical student. For today's video, I want to tell you about the time I learned how to ride a motorcycle and how it taught me to view the world just a little bit differently. By sharing this story, my hope is to provide you a better framework to live life because as you learn by the end of this video, once you see it, you can't unsee it. With that, let's just jump right in. Riding a motorcycle has been sort of a long dream for me. Growing up, I remember feeling enamored by the thought of being on a two-wheeler with the road in front of me and the wind to my back. Motorcycles, of course, are quite dangerous. So, as I prepared to learn how to ride, I signed up for a motorcycle safety training course. This course was a grueling 2 day, early morning to late afternoon class where several proficiencies were taught and would be tested in a final exam at the end of the week. We learned everything from the basics of turning on the motorcycle to shifting gears to even doing hard emergency stops. I remember feeling quite nervous about this course because, unlike many of the other fellow riders to be, I had only ever sat on a motorcycle once in my entire life. And when I had, it wasn't even turned on, it wasn't running at all. I had quite the learning curve to scale. I remember on our first day, there was a particularly difficult section of the course where we had to do a sharp turn into a figure eight. This was especially difficult on a motorcycle because one of the key fundamentals of riding a motorcycle safely is to keep your handlebars straight when you stop. As you are turning in this figure eight, you're essentially adjusting your direction twice. If you slow down too much and your handlebars are off center, then it's very likely that your bike will fall and potentially injure you or the bike itself. But if you go too fast, then you'll likely completely blow through the designated area and not be able to turn at all. I think we did this exercise probably 20 times to get it down right. During the first dozen, I was frequently maneuvering outside the lines. I was making all the mistakes that one could make. I was going too fast. I was turning too late. I was turning too early. And I was also putting my feet down during the curve, something you probably shouldn't be doing. It was probably difficult to watch from an experienced rider's perspective. And I'll admit, it was difficult. As a beginner, I was learning firsthand how to do this. I don't think I really knew what I was doing during those first few attempts, anyways. It was only when the instructor took me aside and told me something that unlocked something in me. He told me to turn my head completely in the direction that I was supposed to go. Not at my handlebars, not at the road in front of me, but a complete 120 degrees to my side. I thought he was joking. What do you mean, turn my head that far? What about looking at what's in front of me? How is moving my head going to move the direction of the bike? Okay, well, I tried it. And when I did, it worked. Not just once, but it worked every time after that. And if you've ever ridden a motorcycle, this is probably a very basic maneuver for you. You probably don't even think about it anymore. It's just sort of what you do. But that little piece of advice ended up changing everything for me. This reminded me of an exercise we took during the online section of the class beforehand. It went something like this. Here's an image of letters scattered on a page. Your goal is to find the letters in alphabetical order within 5 seconds. And I'll let you have this. So I'm going to show you. Ready, set, go. Okay, how did you do? Probably not the full alphabet, right? Okay, now what if I told you there's a trick to this? Now, this time, I want you to try this again, but now knowing that there are four quadrants to this square, and you can find the next letter in the adjacent square going from the top left to the top right, to the bottom left, to the bottom right, and back to the top left. Okay, ready, go. Nice. How did you do? You probably did it much faster this time. It was when you saw the pattern that everything clicked. You were able to move through the puzzle a lot more quickly and a lot more efficiently. I think there's an analogy to this in life. I think we often put ourselves in situations where we have no idea what is going on. The world might look chaotic or disordered, and it can be extremely difficult to see the forest through the trees. Taking a step back and trying to figure out patterns can really help us in the long term. There are probably things in your life that you haven't figured out the pattern to quite yet, and this is okay. This could be your career, this could be your family, this could be your health. Sometimes it just feels like you're guessing your way through. But often the difference isn't effort, it's perspective. Perspective that only comes from being present, knowing where to look, because once you do, things that used to feel impossible start to feel manageable. I hope you can apply this lesson to other parts of your life. For me, I have, and it's been a game changer in many ways. I hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching this short video and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.